and welcome to my channel, On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And let's find out what's been on the hook. I hope you had a wonderful President's Day. That was on Monday, and we celebrated by having some house guests. We had our 3 grandchildren, and their mom came to visit, and it was so much fun. We went lots of places and did lots of things. And I even brought them into my studio while the youngest played the piano over here. It was a little bit loud, but he played the piano. And the 2 older boys worked on my newest diamond painting. And they're really, really good at it. They were so perfect in placing the drills. I will show you a picture of one of them. I couldn't get the other one's picture, but I did get one. But the diamond painting was so much fun, and it was so quiet. I crocheted at my desk. They were diamond painting, and the youngest was playing the piano, but that didn't last long. He was then out the door and doing some other things. So we had a great weekend, but it was 4 days that they were here, and so I got behind a little bit on a couple of things, but not too much. I did finish my Hobie sweater, and this is the great reveal. This is the Hobie sweater for No Shades of Gray YouTube challenge that they sent me, and they sent me the beautiful yarn, and I created this sweater, and this is from the Winter Stripes pattern, and that is what I used to make this. And I have enough yarn to create the cowl, which is also in the pattern, and I'll probably do that maybe next winter. I'm really not going to do any more winter sweaters right now because it's almost spring and I have to get started right away. And I already have some thoughts, I have some ideas down on paper, and I have ordered some yarn, and when it comes in I'll show that to you as well. I do have one acquisition today, so let's talk about what's going on at On the Hook. Well, as I said, I'm using my Winter Stripes pattern, and I made this beautiful sweater. This is from Hobbii yarn, and Hobbii, thank you so much for sponsoring me for this. I did finish it on time. It was due, the deadline was today, and so when I release the video, they will see it, and I hope they like what they see. This is the beautiful yarn that I used. It's called Friends Wool. This is from Hobbii, available, and the colors I believe are down in the description box. I'll try to remember to write those down, and the links to the yarn are down there as well, and the link to the Hobbii site, as this is a sponsored project that I did for Hobbii. So again, that's the Friends Wool. And then I also used the Friends Kid Silk, which is so gorgeous and wonderful to work with. I really enjoyed it. It looks really thin here, but it's very, it has a huge halo on it. And so it added a lot to the wool that I combined it with. Let me find this. This is, I didn't combine these together, but the wool and the mohair were stitched together to make this sweater. So those were 2 of the colors. Let me get the rest. Those are the 3 colors that I used for the color work on this sweater. And then of course the mohair and the Friends Wool for the basic sweater piece. And so the sleeves and the body were made from that, and also the stripes between the color work. So it turned out so beautifully, and I have some wool left over. I'll probably make the cowl next year, so I'll have a cowl and a beautiful sweater all coordinated, the beautiful stripes that I use. So let me stand up and show this to you. This is my No Shades of Gray Hobbii sweater, and I'm just real excited about it. I will probably get a lot more wear out of this next winter because it is a little bit heavy. It's a heavy sweater, and because it's crocheted, it's even heavier than normal. So it feels good though. It's not hot. I've been wearing it most of the morning, and I'm not, you know, I'm not perspiring in it, but it's not something I would select on a 70 degree day, but it is all wool, and it's beautiful, beautiful. It turned out very nice. If you look at the back, it's not very long. I did make this in a cropped, this is a cropped length that I made this, and you see my shirt's hanging out below it. But I like the look. It's very, very casual. I'm just wearing it with some jeggings and some boots, and I'm ready to go out the door. If it was cool enough, and it actually is today, it's cool enough to wear this outside. So I just wanted to show you how this looked. I made it with very little ease in there. There's very little ease in this sweater. Maybe, you know, a couple inches around the bottom or something, not very much ease. And so I want to tell you a little tip that I used when I do a top-down sweater and I don't want to put a lot of ease in it, of course it's going to be tighter across here when I start to break for the sleeves. So you create the yoke and then you crochet a little bit more, and then you connect the two edges of the yoke together. And I tell you in the pattern how to do all that. It's too hard to describe here, but you do connect the yoke front and back, and you leave a hole for the sleeves. And that way you can try it on too, and you can see how the yoke fits. Well, when I tried the yoke on and I did a couple of purple rows to kind of get the body going, I realized that I didn't put any ease in this according to the hip measurement, and I wanted a little bit more ease across the bust because I just didn't want it to be too tight across the bust. So I took the stitch markers out, but I placed a stitch marker at each point where I needed a little bit more width in the body. And as you can tell, I increased the number of stitches around the bust line right here, around here, but I only did it in two spots. I'm trying to get used to this camera still. The two spots where obviously most women need a little bit of extra width. So unless you're just a small busted woman, you might want to add that if you're not using much ease. Now, if you have plenty of ease in your sweater, you don't need to do that. But I made this a little bit tighter, a sweater, and I just wanted something that wasn't boxy. And also the sleeves are fitted. They're not blousy sleeves. And I used a ribbing at the bottom of the sleeve. I did the ribbing just like on the Winter Stripes pattern. There we go. You can kind of see that. And then I also did ribbing at the bottom of the sweater right here. I did ribbing along the bottom. And I just like the way it fits. It's very comfortable. And since I gave myself a little more width here, it's not pulling. I added some short rows on the back. And what you do is you put a stitch marker at the shoulder. And now you're working on the back. Now this is after the yoke's finished, or the whole sweater was finished when I did it, but you place a stitch marker here at the shoulder, and then about an inch past it on the back you start your short rows, and you start with a slip stitch to connect and a couple slip stitches, then some single crochet, maybe 2 or 3, then half double crochet 2 or 3, and then double crochet to the center. Okay, so you know where the center is on the back, right here on the back. So you would do that all the way to the center. Then you write down what stitches you used, and then you just reverse it to go on the other side. And you can do that 2 or 3 times, and that will bring the back of the sweater up. It just helps the sweater not roll back. It keeps it in place on the back. And that really made it fit much better as well. So this is, every time I make this pattern, it fits a little bit better every time. Also, the stripes on this sweater are 2 rows each. This is a design for worsted weight yarn, and I used a worsted weight plus some mohair. So it doesn't matter because I don't have stitch counts in my patterns. As you know, we always use our measurements. So there's no question about stitch counts on my sweaters. Now, I did 1 row of each color of the color work, and then 2 rows each starting up here. So I did a row of the main color, and then I did 2 rows of the main color, 2 rows of each of the color work with 2 rows of main color in between. And then I just switched it down to 1 row each. And that gave the yoke a nice look. It kind of graduates down. I really like it. I was going to use the color work on the sleeve, but in my opinion, that would be too much going on the sweater. So I decided to just make the purple all the way down to the wrist. And I'm very pleased with it. I hope Hobie likes it. This is my No Shades of Gray sweater, and it was sponsored by Hobie. Thank you so very much. Now, Crystal is modeling my multicolored cardi. This is it. Y'all already know it. I sold a ton of those because y'all like a cardigan that's easy to make. And this one is certainly fits that bill. This is the City Tweed DK weight cardigan that I'm making right now. It's very, very light, and I like that for spring. This is a wool sweater, but it's going to be worn to keep me warm. I'm going to have long sleeves in it, and I can push those sleeves up if I want to and just wear it with a tank top underneath or a short sleeve shirt. But This is one of my favorite patterns. It's made from the bottom up, and you crochet all the way around from the front, all the way around. Turn around, Crystal. She doesn't want to. There we go. All the way around to the other front. So you'll spend a lot of time on this part from here to the bottom of the sweater down here. Now, I don't have any ribbing on this yet, and I don't know if I'm even going to put any ribbing on it. It's just so pretty just hanging there. It doesn't really need a border along the bottom. I also am incorporating the lace rows in this cardigan. Now, they're not described in here. They're not described, but all you do is add a lace row, which is a double crochet, chain one, skip one. Double crochet, chain one, skip one. Easy as pie. And you just start that by, on the edge right here, you want to leave a couple of double crochets. And then you do your lace stitch all the way around to the other side. And then you leave 2 double crochets right there. You'll leave 2 double crochets right here on the edge. So on the edge of each lace row, I have 2 double crochets. And that will allow me to add the edging that I'm going to add here to bring the front of the sweater together. So I'm adding an edging, and that's why it looks like it's pretty far apart here. But I'm going to add either some ribbing or some lace rows or something here that might be really pretty. And I'm just designing as I go. I also have 2 extra rows on the back. As you start to crochet the back, you'll crochet the back up and then add 2 more rows here at the top. And I think I explained this the last time I showed this sweater. I explained how to do that. And then the front of the sweater, you crochet up from the arm, you crochet from here up, and you will crochet 2 rows less than you crocheted on the back. And when you sew the seam is a little bit toward the front, and that'll keep your cardigan from rolling to the back. Okay, so that'll keep it from rolling this way. And that's what short rows are designed for in a sweater. But the cardigan was very easy because this is made in one piece, but you make the back and the 2 fronts separate, and then you add the shoulder seam, and then you finish it off. So that's where I am at this point. Well, you finish it off, you put the sleeves in it, which is quite a bit of work, but it's beautiful when it's finished. It's easy to make. It's not hard at all if you just follow my directions. And since I'm making this out of DK weight, which I'm not sure I've done yet, I've made the multicolor cardi at least 3 times. This is my 4th time making the multicolor cardi, and none of them are the same. In fact, one day I'll probably bring all 4 of them out and show you how different they can be, and you can use one pattern and make a whole lot of sweaters from that. You can even make this short sleeve, which I'd like to do maybe for another cardigan, so I might try that. But I thought the lace was a nice touch on this. It's not too much. And across the back, I just think that's really, really pretty. And whatever color you wear under here will show through the lace, so it'll be very nice. So there you have it, my 4th multicolor cardi. Thank you, Crystal. And also I'm making that with a J hook, my favorite hook of all time. Love it, love to make that. Now I made the Hobie that I have on, I made that with a K hook because a J hook would be too small. I was using a worsted weight yarn along with the mohair, so that increased the size just a little bit, so I bumped up the hook size to a K, which, if you don't know, that is a 6.5 millimeter hook. Now let's get a quick look at 2 more whips that I want to show you. One is I've been working on for what seems to be 1,000 years, but it's not been that long. It just takes a while because it's a throw and it's going to be fairly large, not too large, but fairly large. Now, I've been working on my Jeannie's Granny throw for quite a while, and I've made all the squares, and I'm also I have the squares attached to each other, and I'll just run this across here. I do have some stitch markers because I'm getting ready to connect 2 strips together, and so that's what it looks like so far. I will be just connecting them with the same single crochet that I'm using on connecting the squares together. So I've connected all the squares together, and I've connected all the strips together. Here's another one. This is a finished strip right here. This is turning out so pretty. Look at that. I just love it. I just think it's so pretty with the flower in the middle of each of the squares, and it's not as granny-ish looking as normal. I think that adds quite a bit to it. So that's one strip. I have 5 strips, and I have crocheted each square together to make a strip. And then now I'm beginning on adding the strips to each other. So hopefully by my next video, I might have the whole throw together, but without the border. I'm making the border and all of the connecting crochet with this Lion brand merino wool. And it's so squishy and wonderful. It comes in lots and lots of colors. Here's another color that I was using to make another, whoops, here we go. It's superwash merino. And this is another color I was using to make a cowl for next year. Isn't that beautiful? Just beautiful. And it's so easy to crochet with. That's why I selected this cream color for my Jeanne's granny throw. So I'm making the granny throw also with an H hook, which is a 5.0 millimeter hook. This is my clover hook. Love the clovers, only use the clovers. I can crochet for hours with the clover hooks. So that is what I'm using for Jeanne's granny throw. Now I have a bit of an acquisition. Before all my spring yarn comes, I wanted to try this. This is Color Fusion DK, beautiful yarn by Premier, and this color is called Vintage. It's a little bit dark for spring, but I thought it was really beautiful. I just love the colors in that. Let me get that right up there where you can see it. It has a lot of teal and gray there, and then it also has some bright, beautiful bluish red, and then on the other side is some a little bit of beige, and they threw that in there. I think it looks beautiful, and I have a crocheted item that I want to show you, but this is the Color Fusion DK, not sponsored, and I'm making this sweater from the Rebecca sweater pattern, which is a summer pattern. It's a summer pattern, it has short sleeves, and I made it out of fingering weight yarn. I've made it out of worsted weight. I'm making it now out of this DK weight yarn, and there's no difference. Honestly, you can use this pattern for any size yarn you want, and I was just going to show you all the notes I've made while I'm working on this. I'm using the standard crochet for this particular pattern, and what I do is I reprint the pattern when I'm making a new one. That may be hard for y'all to do, but I have to have a pattern in each project bag. So I copy the pattern, or I print the pattern from my computer, and then for that specific size yarn, I will make notes on the pattern. So if I want to make it again from DK, I know exactly how many rows I need, exactly what the measurements are, exactly how many stitches I'm increasing to make the yoke, where to break for the yoke. All of that is on my notes right here. So that way I can make the sweater and be successful every single time. I'm also not turning. I'm crocheting in the round, and you can do that, and you can turn at the back. You don't have to do that. And in the pattern I give you both ways to do that. But when I made my first Rebecca sweater, I believe that I was turning at the end of each round, and I find that it's less obvious when you just keep going, but you have to mark that first stitch because you will lose it. Sometimes you'll lose it, not every time. But this is made in double crochet, and let me find the back of this. This is the back, and then this is the front. So this is what it looks like so far. Isn't that beautiful? It turned out really nicely. I'm using the 2 lace rows just as what are described in the pattern, and along the bottom I've increased quite a bit. That's why it's a little bit uneven there on the bottom. Well, you can see what I'm doing there. There's an increase right there, and then as I go around, there's an increase right there. So I'm just following the directions in the pattern, and I just think this is so pretty. I'll try this on for you. If I can have 2 sweaters on, I will. Here we go. This is what it looks like. Now, if you can imagine what this looks like, I'm not very far on this. The yoke is not down here yet, but I'm just letting it self-stripe the way it wants to. And I made the neck a tiny bit smaller than the neck on the pattern. If you can see that, it comes over quite a bit. And I have designed this one to make it a little bit smaller around the neck. And all I did was I chained up 20 less than I did on my original pattern. And the chain up is up to you. It's a measurement. And what I would do again is I would print this off, or take a piece of paper and write down how many chains you did around the neck. You really don't have to use stitch counts. You can just measure what you need around your neck, where you want it to lay on your neck. Chain up to that, do a few rows, and then take it over your head to be sure it's easy to get on. And then you can continue with that. Just continue the pattern as written, and when you reach to a certain measurement, then you can break for the sleeves. It's not hard to do at all. So you can make this out of any yarn size, any hook size. I think this one I'm making with a size 7 hook. A size 7 hook, which is a little bit bigger than an H, but not as big as an I. So it is probably 5.5 would be my guess. That's the size 7 hook. In Clover, they call that a 7. I don't know why. But anyway, this is what it looks like. And I'm excited to get started on this. This is going to be a summer sweater. Crazy hairdo there. This is going to be a summer sweater. And the fabric is going to be very light. This is very, very light. And I love the colors, but it's not really a spring color sweater, but it's going to be beautiful. So if I make it short sleeve like the pattern, it will be just fine to wear in the summertime. I can wear it with jeans or a black skirt or even a red skirt. I can do all kinds of things with this. So it's a beautiful yarn, and I ordered 3 balls, and that should be enough. On each ball are 325 yards. It's 100% acrylic, so there's no wool in this, and I think you can wash this actually. It says machine wash, warm, tumble dry, which I won't be doing. I'll probably just wash it myself in some Eucalan, which is a wool wash, but it keeps your yarn from pilling too much. And this isn't really an anti-pilling yarn, but I just was so fascinated with the colors. I thought I'd better make this, so I'm working on it, and that's one of the whips that I have in the queue. If y'all are watching my channel, you'll know that I started this one as well. This is a beautiful spring pattern, spring color combination, same as with the one I have on. Basically, but I used 2 rows between each color, and then I just repeated a couple of the colors down here. So this is more of a spring pattern. I might make that short sleeve, I don't know, but this is also using Hobie yarn, and the yarn is called Easy Care Merino, and it's wool, of course, merino wool, Easy Care Merino Big, and it's a worsted weight yarn, and it's very, very soft, smooth, lightweight, light, very light. So I have that in this project bag. And just as a teaser, this project bag was made by my friend Jo, and she has resurfaced and sent me a video of some bags that she's working on. So I'll show that at the end of the video, but be sure to stay tuned for that. As you know, I have been working on a beautiful diamond painting, and those of you who diamond paint will understand what I mean when I finish something. I'm so excited. I took it downstairs and I sealed it, and I have a little video of that, just a couple minutes, to show you what it looks like now that I've finished it and how I sealed it, what I sealed it with. And I have now, since I took that video, I have transported that beautiful diamond painting to my framer, and she is going to frame it for me. And I'll show you a picture of what that looks like right here. I don't know where it's going to be, but I have a picture of it framed because they have an overhead camera. They shoot the picture of your diamond painting, and then they add the frame that you've chosen around the edge. It's not perfect, but it gives you a wonderful idea of what it's going to look like when you order your frame and you get it back. You don't want to frame something and not really know what it looks like. I really love this feature, and they offer this at Hobby Lobby, not sponsored, but that's where I go. The girls are always very, very patient, and I get to pick the frame that I want, and then they show me what it's going to look like. So that's what it looks like. And let's take a look at the very last video of this diamond painting. Well, I finally finished my beautiful diamond painting, and here she is, or he is, all perfect. Look at this. Oh, it turned out so beautifully. And there is a pretty good close-up of it. I haven't taken off the washi tape, which I can easily do. Maybe I can do that while I'm filming here. But this is how you take it off. You just peel it, and it leaves a very nice edge right along here where you've placed your diamonds, so you don't have to worry about it being uneven along the edge. So that was a nice thing to have, just the washi tape around the edge. And I know a lot of people use that on their diamond paintings, so it's probably a really good idea. It's pulled away a little bit over here on the left, as you can see right there. That's been disturbed while I was working on it. But this is what it looks like up close. I'm going to give you a few close-ups of some of the shading. Now there is a little bit of an overhead light here, and I'm sorry about that. Let me get back here a little bit so you can see. But this is some of the detail in the actual painting right here, some of the shading. As you can see, and I've told you this a few weeks along, but right in here is so much confetti. Every square is just about everywhere. Square is different, just about every one. And over here, the same story. There's a lot of confetti, but the key to diamond painting is to step back from it. And when you step back, you can see the shading there, how beautiful that is. It just turned out so nicely. And now I'm going to remove the washi tape, and I'm going to use some Mod Podge to seal it. This is what I use to seal my diamond paintings. It's called Mod Podge, not sponsored at all. I just like the way this looks. It says super gloss, and it is super gloss when it dries. It doesn't take away from the diamond painting at all. It's a wonderful sealer, really. It's almost like Elmer's glue, a little bit more liquidy than Elmer's glue, kind of see-through Elmer's glue, maybe how I would describe it. And I just use a very nice paintbrush like this to apply it to the painting, just a little at a time. I'm very careful not to miss any spots, so sometimes I have to get down level with it and see maybe where I haven't hit with the Mod Podge. But I'm very careful when I seal, because that's going to be the last thing I do to my painting before I take it to the framer. So let me show you this up here. This is, a lot of you have asked about the wings, and they are finally finished. This was the last piece I did. Finished it this morning, actually. And getting up close, the wings are actually quite gorgeous as well. So beautiful. The face, one of my favorite parts is the face and how it's shaded all up in here around the hairline, under here onto the neck, and of course the flageolet, which is the flute that the angel is playing. It's all shaded dark on one side, so the light must be coming from this direction. The hands are nicely done. They're just beautiful. Everything about this painting is really nice. And of course, it is a heaven and earth design, which is some of the best as far as cross stitch goes, and also for now diamond painting. And I've really enjoyed working with this canvas. Again, it's Heaven and Earth Designs, not sponsored. But here, let's look at it one more time. And of course, I'll take another walkthrough when I get it framed, and you can see what it looks like on the wall. So I just wanted you to see that. Angel playing a flageolet by Edward Burns Jones, done in diamond paint. Square, done in square diamond drills, and very beautiful. Very beautiful. Thank you all for hanging with me all these weeks. I wanted to show you the progress I was making. So if you are a diamond painter or thinking about maybe diamond painting, this is what you aspire to. I've done a lot of diamond painting kits, and I just wanted to progress to the point where I was doing something of this caliber, and this is really pretty. This is something you could work for a whole year on if you wanted to. I think I worked on it quite a long time, and when I finish this look at my diamond painting, I'll be back and I'm going to tell you how many drills, how many hours it took and all that. So again, this is the last look at my diamond painting before I take it to be framed. Now, since I finished the Angel Playing a Flageolet, I love that. It's Edward Burne-Jones, beautiful painting, painted in the 17 or 1800s. I don't know. It's a classic art piece and just gorgeous. I can't wait till I get it back. Now I've started a new diamond painting, and I never let a day go by that I don't start a new one because I just love to diamond paint. When I have time, I'll go over to my easel and work on it and then just get up and leave. So I do have a little station, a little table that I use for my easel and my drills, my colors in their containers, and I have those on the table. And that way I can just sit down, work on it, and then get up. I don't have to set up anything. It's already set up, so I just walk over and work on it. So let me show you the newest diamond painting that I've chosen. Here is a quick look at my newest diamond painting. This is called Jesus Blessing, and it is a diamond painting from a stained glass window in Europe. I don't know exactly where it came from, but I just thought this was so beautiful. And this is the newest diamond painting. Is by Diamond Art Club, and there's the brand right there, Diamond Art Club. Their canvases are always so wonderful. They're very sticky and spongy. You can move your drills around on them, and this is what I've done so far in just the last couple of 3 nights or so. I've already moved from here all the way over to the edge and up to here. I'm just doing random sections because there is a huge amount of color blocking in this particular diamond painting, unlike Angel Playing a Flageolet. So let me show you. I'll get down here where you can see it. Look at all of that color blocking right there. And then even where there's detail, the color blocking is very easy to do. There is some shading right here in the hand. I can see that there are several colors in there, and in the faces too. But you know, generally the color blocking is quite simple and quite easy. So this is what it looks like up close. It's a round drill. This is not square like Angel Playing a Flageolet. This is a round drill, which most of my diamond paintings have been. And they are beautiful when you hang them on the wall. They have lots of sparkle. The Diamond Art Club drills are very sparkly, as you can see. Look at that. They're just beautiful when the light shines on them. So I can't wait to get this one finished. Now this will be over my fireplace. I believe that's where Mr. On the Hook wanted to put this one. So what we'll do is, this is really big too. This is a very large painting. It is 32.7 by 21.7. So it's quite large. It's much larger than my easel, which is here. See, it's about that much hanging over on each side. So it's a big painting, and there aren't that many colors, and there are only 42 colors in this one. There's a look at the colors, and what I've done is I have installed the colors into my containers, and that's right over here. So I only have one tray, which is the last painting I had was 2 full trays. So this is 1 tray, and it shouldn't take too long to do. There's a lot of color blocking in this. So this is called Jesus Blessing. I bought this at Diamond Art Club. I don't know if it's still available or not, but it just touched me, and I just thought it was so beautiful. So this is my newest project, Jesus Blessing. Now, thank you to my 2 wonderful grandchildren, the 2 older ones that are 9 and 7, and they helped me start this diamond painting. They were so excited, and I thought, oh, I hope they don't mess it up. But they didn't. They did better the job than I did. They were so precise with placing the drills. I was just so thrilled. Now their attention span is not all that long, so they would do it for a little while and go play, and then they'd come back and do a little bit more. And I just let them have it. I just said, you know, come and diamond paint when you feel like it. So they did, and that was just so much fun to watch them in here working in my studio. All right, let's talk about giveaways now. Today we're giving away 4 gifts, and 2 of those gifts are magazines, a Crochet World and a Cross Stitch. The Crochet World keyword was granny, and that's because they're featuring granny items in here. They're so beautiful. I wouldn't mind doing one of these. I would probably have to buy some yarn for that. I'm trying not to buy too much. I am working on some spring ideas, so I've ordered some yarn for that from Mary Maxim. I ordered some from Lion Brand and some from Love Crafts. I have so much coming in, and all of it was on sale. I made sure that I had an offer code or that it was on sale so that I wouldn't have to pay full price for it. And the last order I made from Love Crafts, I had free shipping, and shipping is very expensive right now. I think Mary Maxim shipping was $12.99. That was for the most affordable shipping, and I just said, okay, whatever. I bought the yarn on sale, so I didn't feel too bad about paying for the shipping. But anyway, this is the Crochet World, and this is these are all the things I talked about last week. So I did bring out the fact that there are some gorgeous patterns in here, just gorgeous as usual. Love Crochet World magazine. I also love cross stitch, but I don't cross stitch anymore. But there's some really pretty patterns in here. This is one of them that I really loved. That is just so beautiful for spring. All the different colors that are used in this is just gorgeous, just gorgeous. So there are lots of other patterns in here too as well, but this is great if you cross stitch or know someone who cross stitches. So I hope you put the word cross in your comment so you were in the running for that. And also we're giving away 3, still in the package, 3 skeins of Premier Home cotton, and this is 131 yards on each skein, so you have about almost 400 yards of that to do something with. And for summertime, the cotton is where it's at. The cotton is where it's at. So Premier Home, 3 skeins of that for the next gift. And that keyword was home. If you used the word home in your comment, then you were in the running for this. The last gift that we have here is the Sugar and Cream, and there are 6 skeins of this. Each skein is 95 yards. It's all cotton and a size 4 weight, as is this. This is a size 4 weight as well. So those are our 4 gifts, and let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins these today. Here we are at the computer to select our giveaway gifts to winners today. So let's take a look at this. This is our home comment word, which was for the Premier Home yarn, and we had 174 comments. Let's go over here and select our winner for the Premier Home yarn, and that would be Giddy Up. Home, 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 cream, cream, cream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is Giddy Up. I don't know what your first name is, but thank you for participating, and let's move on to our next winner. Congratulations to Giddy Up while we're at it here. All right, the next word that we asked you to put in for the, hold on just one second, okay, is the cream word, and that is, oh wait, we have to answer a question. 14. Okay. All right, 165. Let's find out who wins the Sugar and Cream yarn. And that would be Jess Brown. Jess Brown, you have won the Sugar and Cream yarn. Be sure to email me your address so I can get that over to you. Now, congratulations, Jess, by the way. All right, so the next word was cross, and that was for our Cross Stitch magazine. And let's see, let's go down here and find out who wanted the Cross Stitch magazine. 50 people like Cross Stitch. That's okay though, that way there are fewer people entering and a better chance to win. So the Cross Stitch magazine winner is Susan Showers. Susan Showers, you have won the Cross Stitch Magazine. Congratulations. Now, for our last winner, this is for the word Granny, and that was for the Crochet World magazine, and one of my favorite magazines in the whole world. And this would be 9. And so let's go down here and find out how many people were interested in the Crochet World magazine. Okay, 114. Oops, 134. I can't read my numbers there. All right, this is for the Crochet World magazine. The winner is Donna Webke. Donna, you have won the Crochet World magazine. So congratulations to everyone. Send me your address via email, and my email address is down in the description box. It's Jeannie@onthehookcrochet.com. So be sure to send me your address, and I will get these off to you right away. Congratulations to our winners. Please email me your address so I can get this out to you right away. I'd like to get those done and start looking for some gifts for next week. Now for next week, I have 2 winners, and each winner will receive some yarn. And these are beautiful, beautiful yarns, and they were donated to me by Peg. You know who you are, Peg. Thank you so very, very much. Peg Chandler. I've already said her name once, so I guess it's okay. These are Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Cotton Sparkle cakes. I have 3 of these to give away. They're still packaged up, and I'll send them packaged into plastic. Look at this. I love Yarn Bee yarns. I don't use them all that much because I don't get to shop too much when I go in there. But this is 97% cotton and 3% metallic polyester. And those are, of course, the little sprinkles in there. So it's so sparkly and so beautiful. And this color, let me just keep it up here while I'm looking at it. This color is called Twirls at Twilight. I love that name, Twirls at Twilight. So there are 3 cakes, and each cake has 335 yards. So you have right around 1,000 yards. You can make a beautiful top or a little cardigan. You can make, y'all are probably more inventive than I am about what to make with these things. But those are beautiful, and those will go to winner number 1 next week. And the key word is sugar, S-U-G-A-R, sugar. And so we will select the winner that uses the word sugar in the comment, and you'll be in the running for that. Also, the second winner, and thank you, Peg, again for this. I won't have time to make this, which I wish I did, but I don't have time to make this up. But this is 3 skeins of Premier Home, and I took it off and tried to make a swatch, but I ran out of time, so I'm just going to roll it back up. Premier Home Cotton, and it's a beautiful, beautiful yarn. Let me show you. Look at that. That's really pretty. I have 3 skeins of this. So if you're interested in this, use the word home in your comment, and you will be in the running for this. There are 3 skeins of this. 2 are still in the plastic. Here we go. There we go. 3 skeins of that. On each skein, let me tell you how many yards we have here. 499 yards. 490 yards on the skein. That's a lot. That's almost 500 yards. So you have 1,500 yards of this. So use the word home if you're interested in that, and you can maybe win that next week when we do our giveaway. So thank you again, Peg. All this yarn is a present from Peg Chandler to me, and I'm giving some of it away. I'm keeping some of it. I do have some of it, but I'm giving some of it away to my subscribers. So thank you again, Peg. You were very generous to do that. Now, for those of you who love beauty, and I know most of us do love beauty, I have a friend who she shows custom project bags, and she's done quite a few for me. I really love them. I use them all the time, and I like to see beautiful things. You don't have to order one. You don't have to know that you can't afford one or can afford one. It doesn't really matter. I just like to show you the bags that she comes up with every so often, and she sends me a video and explains what the bags look like and a little history around who ordered them and why they were ordered and all that. To me, that's very interesting. So I'm going to play her video now, but when her video is over, that will be the end of the video for On the Hook Crochet this week. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I know it's been 11 days since I published a video. I had some house guests, like I said, so it was a little bit hard to get ready for a video. There's a lot of work that goes into it. I know if you're a YouTuber, you understand that. If you're not a YouTuber, I hope you understand that. There's a lot that goes into preparing and shooting B-roll, which is like the diamond painting and Joe's video and all that. Those take time to do as well. And then we edit them all together and try to make it smooth so that you're not wasting your time. I do anyway. I like to make the edit smooth so that you're not wasting time. So again, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Work on your projects and look towards spring for something new. I'll be coming out with some new ideas, and I'm really excited about the yarn that I've ordered, so I'll show that to you if it comes before my next video. So here's Joe, and I will see you next time, and join me then to find out what's on the hook.
Hi, it's Joe with Joe for Totes, and I'm going to show you several bags today that have been in the works. The first one, I'm going to show you two little bags that I made for Karen. Now, Karen lives in Santa Ana, California, and she initially wanted a large bag to crochet with, but because of injuries that she's had, she can no longer crochet. So she asked just for a little zipper pouch. So you can see this zipper pouch I made for her. And she sent this fabric, and she sent a lot of this fabric, but when she just realized that she couldn't utilize a large bag anymore, she told me to go ahead and keep this fabric. And I just want to tell you one thing about this fabric that's really special to me, and I hope it will be to Karen, as she has provided this way for this little boy that has autism. And my husband used to make weighted blankets. He doesn't do it anymore, but with this leftover fabric and the fact that there was a little boy identified in our community with autism that would benefit from a weighted blanket, he made another weighted blanket this time for this little boy with this fabric, Karen. So thank you so much. We thought that it was a very appropriate fabric for a little boy, and with autism and all these colors, that's one of the things that they're recognized for, is the little puzzle pattern and fabric that you can find that represents autism. So this little bag goes to Karen, has this little charm on it. And then because I still had some extra fabric left over, I'll show you the inside of this. It has cat fabric too, but it's just a little drawing of cats on this inside fabric. I also made her a gathered pouch that she can use for whatever she wants to. It's just a little gathered bag, drawstring bag, and that'll hold several different things. It would hold cakes if she was still crocheting, but it'll hold a lot of different things. So thank you, Karen, for providing all this extra fabric that went for a very good cause. So then the next one I'm going to show you is for Denise. And one thing I can tell you about Denise, who lives in Bridgewater, Maine, is that she is an extremely patient person. So patient. She's always said, no problem. Now, these ladies have had their orders in for more than a year. That's how backed up I was and how long they've had to wait. And Denise has always said, no problem, no rush. And so she's finally getting her bag. She ordered two 14 by 14 by 5 bags. And this one I want to show you is a blue and green bag. And it just turned out so pretty. She provided all these fabrics for me. So this is the back of the bag with all the little flowers. And then this is the front. And this is her little medallion. Turned out pretty. The stitching on the handles looks like this. And the this outside blue fabric is this inside, I meant to say blue fabric, is repeated. This is the little snap for the outside medallion. And on the inside, she wanted two things. She wanted a inside zipper pocket, and it has this light blue fabric in it. And she wanted a clear vinyl panel that she can put all kinds of patterns in. I'll put a pattern in here and show you how that works for her. You can always see your work that you're doing. But then on the other side, I put another feature because I inadvertently cut out inside pouches for her. So she has 2 of these pouches, and in the center, she has room for crochet hooks. And I've just put all mine up. But those crochet hooks would fit very nicely right in there. This is the little charm I put on the inside zipper. It's a little owl, isn't that cute? So cute. And then this is her outside pull charm. It's got a little butterfly and another little jewel on it. And she didn't want any side pockets, but she got this nice front pocket. So this is the first one that goes to her. She also wanted matching zipper pouches for both of these, and they're not made yet. They'll be made later today and maybe tomorrow, but just as the beginning of them. So this is the one that matches this bag. I wanted to show them to you even though they're not made, because I want to get these in the mail as soon as I could for her, because she's waited so long, and I won't have time to record again after they're made. Then this one is just a gorgeous, gorgeous bag. Look at the sparkle in that fabric. I hope you can see it. And then her medallion is so pretty. This is her zipper pull charm for this bag. And the bottom is black on this one. The bottom is blue on the other one. This is her design on her handles. And then on the inside, she has identical features to the blue bag, with the inside pouches and 2 places for hooks, an inside zipper compartment with the green on the inside. And this is her inside pull charm. Has a little freshwater pool that's or pearl that's yellow. And then she also has this clear vinyl pocket on the other side that she can put fabric, patterns in. And then this is a great big open bag that she'll get a lot of use out of. And I just realized I haven't put her stitch markers in yet, but they go on this little tab. So she'll be getting the stitch markers that go on those tabs. I'll do that this afternoon. So those bags go to Denise, and thank you, Denise, for being patient and kind and sending gorgeous fabric for your bags. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, and this is the other little pouch, zipper pouch that will go to that other bag, and that's the back of it. Okay, so the last one I'm going to show you goes to Martha, and Martha lives in La Punta, California. Probably said that wrong. But this is the biggest bag, the 16 by 16 bag that I make. All these ladies have had other bags made by me, and these are their second orders. So they got a little discount for being a second order customer. And Martha and I have had some fun back and forth with emails. She had a grandbaby born while I was making this bag, and she sent me a picture of the blanket that she knitted for this baby, and I sent her a picture of the blanket that I crocheted for my grandson. Although he's 21, he's no baby anymore, but we had a little fun back and forth with all that. So she sent me this fabric. Let me show you the back because it'll really show the fabric out nice. This jewel tone fabric is just beautiful, and that's all she sent me. And then I matched it up with fabric that I already had. So this teal came out really nicely and matched that teal. These are her handles and the stitch that I put on her handles. This is her medallion on the front of the bag. Turned out very pretty. This is her charm pull tab for her top zipper. And I made these little tabs to match the pocket on the front. On the inside, you've got this fabric that's got the turquoise and some of the blue in it. It really matched well. And then on the inside, she wanted a pouch on this inside, and then on the other side, she sent me pictures and told me she wanted a zipper pouch that looks like this. So hers doesn't go the whole width of the others from edge to edge like Denise's bags did, but it has a zipper, and you can put fabric pieces in there as well. I'll just put one in there and show you how well that goes in there. So she'll get nice, good use out of that to hold fabric patterns. And the bottom is black, of course, and then she just has a beautiful bag. I just love these colors. I think they turned out so well. So thank you, Martha, also for being patient and ordering such a beautiful bag and sending me this gorgeous fabric. That's just beautiful fabric. I don't think I showed you. I know I realized I didn't put a little charm on the outside zipper pocket, but this is the inside of her zipper pouch. It's got all these beautiful jewel tone colors in it. So I get to make another little charm for that. That's one of the most fun things I do when I finish a bag, is like a dessert after a big meal. Anyway, so I'm going to be making other bags for several other people before the orders are done. And I forgot to show you these side pockets on Martha's bag. But as I said, so I've got a few more orders before all the orders are done, and then I'll take some time off, and maybe later on in the year I may start taking orders again. But for now, I'll maybe have one more, maybe two more videos, and that'll be it for a long time. So I hope you all have a great rest of your week, or if you're starting it off, I hope that the week goes well for you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.